Hey there!
I know some of you already know me, but for Mom Ruth and other students here from other courses or the same course as me, let me do the honor to introduce myself to all of you. This is a quite short introduction about myself, maybe. Who am I personally? So let me begin by saying my name. I am Karen Catherine B. Efren from Abuyo, Leyte. I am an old student here, second year particularly, and taking up Bachelor of Science in Civil Engineering. I went to Liceo del Verbo Divino, Tacloban City when I was still in senior high school. So to be exact, I am purely waray-waray. I am 20 years old and turning 21 this 18th of July. I am a fan of dancing, particularly ballroom dancing and modern dances. I also love playing badminton and volleyball. I have one sibling, which is 4 years older than me, and who is currently working. So basically, I'm the only one who's studying. I have this strange feeling within me that I kind of feel the tones pressure in me due to the fact that my parents have a lot of expectations that I should meet. I don't know what kind of spirit or my efforts are just kulang to be part of that Latin honor. Little did I know that the path I've been eager to pursue is making me question myself right now that if I can do it or if I can manage to reach the highest peak from it. I'm sure all of us have the same realizations as me, right? But here I am, here we are, lumalaban. To be frank and honest, I am not a math fun person. I have this story way back when our next subject would be math. My mind would always say, oh, it's your nap time. I'm always sleepy, I don't know why. But it makes me realize, and I have this teacher way back when I was senior high school. She gave life to the boring and most difficult subject we all knew. So basically for me, math is fun when it is being discussed with an awesome teacher that she could revert your mind from being sleepy to being attentive. I know you would agree also on that. The reason behind why I choose civil engineering is because it is my childhood dream to become one of the engineers worldwide. I am surrounded with a medical field family. My mom, titas, titos, sister, and even my cousin are all working at the hospital. So they are expecting me to become one of them. But I choose the different path. I choose my own path. Don't know if this is the right path for me. But I still remember when I graduated senior high school, my mom told me that I should be taking the entrance examination in a medical university. So I took the exam and passed. But for me to be able to pursue, I told her the opposite, which is not good to tell lies. The next day, I took the entrance exam along with my classmates in senior high school. But there was this dilemma when the department head degraded us and told us that we should be enrolling to the university which we are suited. Yes, they degraded us. So the moment they said that, our legs were just shaking in fear. And that moment serves as my inspiration to not let any kind of people degrade me and won't stop me from achieving my dream. At this moment, I don't know that Visayas State University is offering a civil engineering course. So we decided to go to Cebu, particularly at CITU, if you recognize this university. So I started my first week there being so lonely because I was not used to be a part of my parents. After 3 weeks of attending classes, I got this call coming from my sister and my world suddenly fell apart when I heard it.
I will always choose my mom's recovery over anything else. I'm still lucky that God challenged me several times, that I almost gave up everything, my dreams, over my mom. But I was wrong. God was giving me new opportunity and new hopes that despite of everything, I can still pursue my dream without letting my parents think about my tuition fee. Visayas State University was God's path for me. It was August 2019 when VSU conducted the second entrance examination for freshmen. So I grabbed that opportunity without reviewing. So I went to the school, I took the entrance exam. After 3 days of waiting, I slowly looked into the list of passers, and glory to God, I passed. Life may be so cruel and unfair, but if you just let yourself be buried into something that is worthy to be buried on, I know God will show us another path. For me, it was my realization that when every little things or big things happen to you has a reason. And at the end of the day, if you're patient enough, you will always make way to give hope and plans for your future. When I was still 10 years younger from now, I've been always thinking on just only one matter, and it was just finishing my school. But as I aged and now I'm turning 21, my plans for the future have changed and only filled with tones of positivity in me that I should reach that no matter what. My first priority for now is finishing my degree, take the board exam and pass it, and get that ENGR before my name, or engineer. After I get my license and start working for my own, I want to build my parents' dream house, their dream house, where they can live without worrying that our house might be reached by flood. Kasi yung lugar namin is mababa. I want to give the best life for them. The life that our family always wanted to be. I want to help my mom pay her debt. Yes, utang. And if possible, I would pay them all, so that my mom would never feel the burden of having a debt in her life. Dahil yun sa sunod-sunod na bills sa school and siya lang yung tatrabaho sa amin. Third, I want to travel the world with my whole family. And the first country stop would be Paris. Fourth is, I want to take masters on my profession. And if God would let me do it, I would also grab the chance to work abroad because of high opportunity and high salary. I want to give the best life for my parents, that they would only worry to eat all the food inside the fridge and they could buy whatever they want. I want to experience to them the luxury, for them to experience what was lacking when we were sent to school. All my ambitions and goals are just for me to repay their struggles. Our life has never been perfect. Experience hunger when we only get to eat oil plus toyo on top of our rice, and going to school without having breakfast nor lunch. And I am still proud of what I have become. And what would I become for the next 10 years?
All my ambitions, goals, and plans are just a written note for me. It is God will decide on where I am belonging to in the future. I just let all my plans and goals surrender to Him, which coincide with my perseverance and dedication, that I am willing to take risks no matter what. Actions with consistent prayers are my key to success in achieving my goals. If ever God has planned me, it would be an honor for me if I could achieve all of those things. And I think it is my way to be able to get there.
When I was 10 years old, I began to wonder how my classroom was built or how a certain house would be constructed. I have been so frustrated with buildings and its facade. Every time I walked to the construction site, I would always stop by and look for the construction workers who are working there. So that time, I was already wondering on what kind of profession is that. So I asked my dad, and he just told me that engineers are house builders. So that's the reason why I want to become an engineer. Second is, we didn't have this modern concrete house type until this time. So it's my inspiration to build such to the family. This course has taught me a lot based from what we are lacking. A comfortable house, so it drives me to be an engineer so that I could build my own home. Coronavirus has brought a declining impact to the global health crisis and economy. It challenges every individual's patience, consistency, cooperation, faith, and response. Medical frontliners are the first priority in this global pandemic. As a daughter and a sister of medical frontliners, I can really feel the exhausting feeling within them. Every time they finish their shift, There were times that they can't be able to go home because they need to be quarantined for several days or even a month. The sudden changes for all of us brought this COVID-19 is a huge change. Economy shut down. Our lives are stuck inside, and every time we go out needs a lot of protocols to be observed. Our freedom to do something is being trapped by this virus. There are lots of people are jobless and couldn't afford longer days to be inside because of no food. When economy shut down, other job effects also including the field of engineering, construction and other professions who needs to be in the field with other workers are prohibited, not unless you are part of the medical front lines. It is very hard at this present time to continue business or other establishments. Walang kasiguraduhan kung lalago or lulugi. But they are also needed at this trying time. In the field of civil engineering, it helps the organization, medical institution, or the government to create a large vicinity quarantine area. Yung triage na tinatawag or nakikita sa labas ng hospital, yun yung tinatawag na quarantine area. They are helping and collaborating the medical institution to build or create vicinity needed for COVID positive. Other field of engineering are responsible for making masks, ventilators, machine, and even making vaccines. At this trying time, field of engineering has a huge role to make immediate plans to surpass this. At this point, I think I consider myself as an speaker, like this one. When someone tries to open me up or just stop me to ask questions, advices, or anything, I couldn't resist myself but to respond to their concern. And just like speaker, I am also a vocal person. More like I'm comfortable asking questions or even giving through feedbacks. Like, I don't want to tell lies about person. I just don't want to be surrounded with toxic people, especially when they are not healthy for my well-being. And as like this speaker here, when turned off, expect also that there were times that I don't want to communicate, and it is my way to comfort and relax myself, especially when I am stressed. This also reminds me that how I need a speaker. This one. Every time I want to study and I want to be alone, I want to listen to music that I couldn't be able to hear the noise outside, and it really diverts and relaxes my mind through this one.